bro, so like I look don't know why I'm like doing this again because I look like I don't even know if I'm part of the group still, but like anyway, right? We're gonna rank every member in the GC, right? We're gonna rank everyone in the GC based on like how likely they would be to like survive in the BRAINROT online. Right. Right. So I think we start with Jason Kim, right? Jason Kim has like a Valorant account, right? He peaked silver, I think he peaked like silver 3, I'm pretty sure. Right. But what else has he done besides that? What else has Jason Kim done besides just like peaking silver 3 in Valorant? Right. He's done nothing. Right. So he goes in F tier because he hasn't done anything. He's kind of like irrelevant, right? All right. Next, right? Nathan, right? Right. Okay. What is his aim in Valorant? Right. In Valorant, his aim is like it's alright, right? He's like a bronze player. I think he's like bronze 2 or bronze 3, right? So overall, he's pretty good, right? And his knowledge for the subject is also like pretty high, right? He has like good intelligence for this. However, right, he also has no experience in actual BRAINROT online, right? As far as like public information, right? As far as we know. So, right, because of that, I think we have to give him C tier. Just because of his low, like, lack of experience in BRAINROT online, he wouldn't be able to, like, have a high chance of surviving, right? Okay. Next, right? Next, Logan, right? So, right, he has the highest rank out of everyone in the GC in Valorant, right? He peaked as a Ascendant player, right? Back in like Act 2 or something, right? So that immediately gives him a high advantage in the tier list, right? And he's also known for having like good knowledge about the subject, right? Even though he has a lack of experience in BRAINROT online, he still has like a good understanding of the overall subject and good aim because that's required him to reach Ascendant, right? So I think because of this, he's a S tier player. Like he would have S tier chance. He would have the highest chance of surviving out of everyone so far. Right. Okay. Next, right? Little Timmy official. Right, little Timmy official. Yeah, like, bro. He's genuinely done nothing. Like he might be worse than Jason Kim, bro. Like I don't even have to give any reasoning, right? He gets F tier, right? Because of that, we might even move like Jason Kim up to D tier, just because like the comparison, right? Right, because Jason Kim at least has hit silver 3 in Valorant. So yeah, this guy's just like F tier, right? He's done nothing so far, right? All right, so next, right? No, right? At first, right? You'd probably think that Norway would also be S tier, right? Because he has the third highest amount of playtime on BRAINROT Online in the GC, right? He's one of the only 3 people that actually has experience in the game, right? As well as he has like good knowledge of like BP and like BP edits, right? So he can use that to his advantage, right? And he's the current highest rank in the GC, right? Psychologically, he'd be in S tier, right? But we gotta consider like recent events, right? Not only, right, has he fallen down from his like peak rank of plat to now being in silver, right? He also lost to level 8 kelp in you know what happened, right? You know what happened when he lost to level 8 kelp. So that's why I'm always kind of between like an A or a B in this situation, right? He's not really S tier. He's kind of between A and B. But I think because of level 8 kelp, just because of like his like lower amount of experience compared to other people that have experienced like in BRAINROT Online, and his recent like loss to level 8 kelp, right? He's gonna just be in B tier. Like he could be low A tier, but I think in the end he's just like high B tier, just mainly because of level 8 kelp. right? Okay, okay. So, right, next, ST cap, right? Stop a cap, ST cap, right? ST cap has the second highest amount of playtime in BRAINROT Online, right? So, right, what would that mean, right? That would probably mean you'd think that he'd be placed pretty high, right? Because he also has like good knowledge in like this kind of subject, right? He's probably S tier with Logan also, right? However, right, he's only played one time, even though he has the second highest amount, right? He has 23 minutes, but he just doesn't like have enough aim. That's why he's A tier, right? So we kind of have like one person for each tier right now, right? Right. That's why ST cap is A tier, right? So now, right, we have Twabin, right? Twabin is kind of like a harder one to rank, right? Because he's like the highest potential right now for like having good aim, and like the highest like potential for like reaching a peak rank in Valorant, right? But he also has the lowest amount of experience and knowledge for the requirement for BRAINROT Online, right? He wouldn't most likely not be able to name like this character or this character, right? In BRAINROT Online, right? So because of that, he has to go in either low B or high C tier. But similar to Noe, I think the way that Noe got placed down with level 8 Kel, Tobin will also get placed down because of his like lack of experience holding him back in this subject. Right. Okay. So finally, right? Last person is Neutrality, right? Neutrality has like the most playtime on the game, right? The most playtime on BRAINROT Online, right? But you gotta consider this, right? BRAINROT Online is third person shooter game, right? It's not a first person shooter. But in this situation, this is based on the chances of surviving in BRAINROT Online, right? Which mean you're in first person, right? And as we know, Neutrality is like the worst at FPS, right? He has like really bad FPS aim, right? So because of that, we have to give him a F tier, even though he has like the experience and knowledge that's required. He doesn't have like the aim to go along with that, which means that his survival chance would be really low overall, right? This is the final tier list, right? Based on like everyone's chances of like surviving in BRAINROT Online and like what that would be, right? So like yeah, you know. I don't think anyone actually watches like the whole thing, right? But like basically this like everyone's chances of like they have the lowest chance to survive. They're like kinda in the middle, these ones, right? They're like pretty likely and he's like basically guaranteed that he would have survived, in this situation. So yeah, that's low-key all, Yeah. Yeah.